On mute. You ready?
Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining my co host Mary and I for another Spiritual Learning Thursday. Every Thursday, we go over a different topic. After we play the video on the topic, we'll take any questions that anyone has and we'll try to answer them the best that we can. If you have any ideas on what you would like to learn about in the next upcoming videos, please leave a comment. We will be with you shortly. If you would be so kind as to take this time to give a like and share out the video, it would be greatly appreciated. Sit back, enjoy the show. Thank you so much again for coming. Oh my God, I'm yapping here and I'm on mute. So sorry. Welcome in, everybody. And I just was saying thank you to everybody who sent prayers to Danny's mom. I know he appreciates it. I appreciate it. And I know she'll appreciate it. If I hear anything, of course, I will let you know if he doesn't. And so I just want to say hi to everyone who came in. Hello, Dustin, Diane, Scott, Kim, Sandra, Evie, Drew, uh, Carrie, and Christine. I think that's who we got in here, of
Hi,
course.
Christine. Hi, Abby. Hi, Kim. Boomer's here. He's
Hello,
in
Boomer.
Boomer's here. Sandra's here. Hi, you guys. They're in my chat. And
Hello, Boomer, and hello, Sandra.
don't know what happened to Danny's mom. I don't guess till we.
No, all he said was she was taken to the hospital, so I don't know if they just called and said she's on her way to the hospital, and he jetted there, so I guess he won't know till he gets there, and we won't know till he comes back. I was trying to check my sound and it was you. Yeah, it was me. I apologize, Tamara. Thank you for coming in. PPR, so lovely to yes, PPR. It's always lovely to see Dustin, but it's also lovely to see my PR life. Welcome in, sweetheart. Thanks for coming.
Hi, RP.
Yeah, thank you, Christine.
Hi,
So,
Abby. Go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say, so we got 16 in. We're going to do the dreams, the first part of the dreams, and I did a second part. And if you're liking it and want to know more, I could probably find out more and we could do a third part. Um, but of course, if you guys want to know anything or have a topic that you want us to go over, please let me know. in the video comments, this video will go up that we're going to play tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my channel, so that, you guys can rewatch it if you need to, of course. At the end of this, I am going to share a dream that I recently had and tell you how I put it together. And after you've watched the video with us, you'll understand the what I did with it. So, Mary, anything for you?
Nope. Not that I can think of. Hi,
No.
Miss. Hi, Drew.
Hi, Drew.
Oh,
Um,
you let me know when you're ready to start it, and we'll go from there.
okay, let me make it big because, All right, I'll mute and you can go. We're ready. Today, we're going to be talking about dreams and their symbolism. The thing about dreams, though, is they're hard to remember. I'm going to recommend you start keeping a dream journal. Even if the experience doesn't seem like much now, at some point in the future, you may look back at your journal and recognize its spiritual significance. Another benefit of recording your dreams is that as you study and check your dream journal, you're going to find you remember your dreams better and better. The real importance of dream symbonology is how it relates spiritually to your daily life. For example, a dream symbol may be you seeing a field with a baseball diamond in it. So, what we're going to do is create our own dream dictionary, finding out what that field with the baseball diamond means. So, for instance, if in your field everything is in the right place and aligned, proper order, four bases, evenly spaced, a pitcher, a batter, two opposing teams, it means that your life is in good order. But sometimes you'll have the same dream with the field, but there'll be a tree in the middle of second base, or maybe the bases are all in the wrong spot. That, in other words, would mean everything about the game is wrong, and that usually means something's off in your current situation. Creating a dream dictionary can help you become familiar with your own dream symbols. Whether a baseball diamond, a bear, an eagle, or anything else, you'll know immediately what that particular sign means. In the back of your dream journal, keep a list of the symbols that occur in your dreams. As you create your own dream dictionary of symbols, record the date next to the meaning of each symbol. This way you can keep track. Maybe the meaning will change as you unfold your dream more and more. The symbols may take on a different meaning. A fact generally not known to many people who study dreams. What can you do to remember your dreams, your inner experiences, spiritual happenings in your life? Write them down as soon as they happen. I know this may be hard. If you can't write them, then take out your phone and speak into it and record every little detail. For instance, that baseball field. What color were the uniforms the team was wearing? Even notice the stitching. Were their cleats clean or dirty? Be aware of every little detail. Notice if there was a tree, a cat, cat's ears, anything at all. Make sure to include all of that. Remember that dreams have a meaning at a human, emotional, casual, mental, subconscious, and spiritual level. They correspond to the six planes of existence: the physical, astral, casual, mental, etheric, and soul planes. Each deals with a part of you, and each of your dreams come mainly from one of those areas. Keep your interpretation simple. Look at each a dream in three levels. Is the dream about your daily life? Is it about your emotional thoughts? Or is it purely spiritual, like your relationship with God? Here are some tips. First comes the dream itself. Get plenty of rest for a few days. Then go to sleep with the intention of remembering some of the places you visited while your human self lies sleeping. Second, interpret your dreams. Ask the dream master, which is your inner self, to let you see each dream on three levels: the daily, the emotional or mental, and the spiritual. The third tip is to realize your dreams. Take the dream lessons and apply them to your everyday life. Dreams can be mysterious, exhilarating, or even terrifying, but understanding the meaning of our dreams can be downright baffling. There's four theories that may help you with that. Dreams as the road to the unconscious mind. This theory states that dreams signify what people desire, archetypes, and the collective unconscious. These dreams represent repressed wishes, but also noted that dreams explore the undeveloped parts of the mind. Dreams as a cognitive process. This theorizes that what people do and think in their waking lives are what they see in their dreams. Dreams as a reflection of waking life. This theory is almost the same as the other one, where it's very simple. What you see in life plays out differently in your head. Most people are biased when it comes to interpreting their dreams. In other words, people are motivated to interpret their dreams in the way that supports their already existing beliefs about themselves, the world, and the people around them. Because people take their dreams so literal or serious sometimes, they can become a self fulfilling prophecy. If you dream you fail an exam, you might be less motivated to study or even become stressed out, and you will perform poorly. So be careful how you interpret your dreams. And this is especially true because we can manifest our own dreams through our mind. I hope this gave you a little more insight into your dreams. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. So, let me get rid of this.
When I muted, could you when the video first started, because I muted myself, could you hear the video?
Of course.
I didn't. I'm just making sure. That's why I unmuted.
Oh,
I
don't
now
know.
I know I can.
I know
mute.
I heard it. I'm sure the people did. Let me just get that off there. Did I do it right? Okay. Anywho, yeah, that it was pretty good. So that's the beginning part. So, and I'm sorry guys, because I'm just trying to keep with in touch with Danny too. So if I move to the messenger, I apologize. But anyway, you wanna, oh, that sounds good. You heard it fine. Great. So, okay. So basically now, just on that information, which is the most important, was just telling you a little about how you have dreams and kind of how to remember them. I haven't had many dreams. I've had about maybe 6 dreams in the last 10 years that I can remember. Because I remembered them, I thought, geez, these are important. So one of them was during my spiritual awakening, and it's actually in my video that I do on Saturday. It's like the third episode or something. And then I had a reoccurring dream actually from the age of 12 to 19, but kind of when I wanted that to stop because I thought it was something bad. After that, I stopped really having dreams or remembering them. So I had a dream recently, though, very recently, 2 to 3 weeks ago, and I'm going to tell you the dream and kind of show you how I wrote it down and what I feel how I interpreted it. And then you guys let me know what you think. How would you interpret it? So, is that okay with you, Mary?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just answering somebody in my chat. Sorry.
That's okay. Okay. So, the start of this dream, and as you see, I have my journal. I write it down. In the back of my journal, I start writing what I think certain things mean. You can't see it too well because it has pretty fairies and everything, but I can read it. So, okay. So, and that's how you should have your dream journal. Whatever kind of, book, you have, you write down your dreams in the back. You write down either keywords, symbols, or something that happened that you think has some kind of meaning. And then you can start interpreting your dreams because you might see certain symbols over and over again. Like I might see some of these things in another dream and be like, oh, that must be what it means. So I'm going to read you my dream. So the dream started waiting to get tickets for a movie. We went into the theater and I sat in a seat. Next to me sat my mom and an unknown child. The little child, who was a little girl, was around 5 or 6. My mother is deceased now, guys, so just so you know. After the movie, it was a cartoon or kids movie. Everyone left, and my mom and the little girl included said they were like bye, and they left. I started cleaning up around the seats of the theater because I thought it was disgusting that people left it a mess. Okay, then I'm like left the theater and like literally stepped out of the theater where the ticket booth was, where I started the dream originally, and was in a cafe. The cafe had 3 floors. So when I first walked into the cafe, I walked by the bar area, which served coffee, teas, and alcohol. So I walked in, the door was to my right. Then it was the bar to the left, and right to the left of that bar was stairs going upstairs. Went to the second floor. I went to go sit down. It was pretty empty and it was dirty. So what did I do? I started cleaning the table of this cafe. Now I'm on the second floor, right? I go to use the bathroom, but someone did something really nasty in the bathroom and it was leaking out from under the door. So I called, down the stairs to the first floor. I'm on the second now, to see if someone could come up and clean it. So they just put a close sign in front of the bathroom, like they weren't even cleaning it. And I was like, I'm going to the third floor. So I went to the third floor. The third floor, I go to sit down, and the tables weren't too badly dirty or anything. I didn't start cleaning anything. I sit down, and in walks my boss, who's deceased. So already I have an unknown child. I have my mother who's deceased, and then one of my ex-bosses who walk in who's deceased. And my boss's name is Jim. He died 4/26 in 2011. Okay. My mother died February 6th, 2012. So 1 year after Jim died. So he walks in and he walks over to my table. He sat across from me and he had an unknown woman with him who sat next to me. We were conversating, but I don't remember exactly what we were talking about. I just know he like introduced the woman who I don't remember her name. And, us three were having a conversation. But then I felt like we were waiting for someone else. So I got up to look out the window. I was in a big city setting. I could tell when I looked out the window. It was a gloomy day, and the sidewalk was a little wet, which probably meant it had rained a little prior to that. Um, I don't remember seeing any people below, but I also remember I looked out, so I had a straight view and straight down, and I looked to the right towards where you would walk into the cafe, but I never turned my head left. Um, so the building, so I remember also so I looked out the window, I came back, I sat down. Couldn't remember, like I said, what we were conversating about, but I do remember what they were wearing. So the woman was telling me something. Um, and I looked at her clothing. Her clothing were a little more dated than what would have been when he passed. So she definitely passed before my boss, which is the only thing I could figure out about her. Um, and I do remember his voice, and it was exactly like it sounded when he was alive, like his voice wasn't different. Um, he was wearing a shirt that had buttons, like either a polo or a full button down, but he was sitting, so I could only see a few buttons. Um, when he first walked in, I did notice he was wearing like suit pants and shoes, and then he had some kind of blazer on. She had like ruffles on her shirt, and it was buttoned down shirt. They both looked like they were in work clothes, like they came from work. But I couldn't see myself. I don't have any idea of what myself was wearing. I I wasn't I couldn't tell what I looked like. And I know that the reason why I was going to go to the bathroom on the second floor because I wanted to fix myself up a little. But I could not because the bathroom was closed, right? And then I do remember looking down the stairwell too. And again, like I don't know if I was looking for somebody or for the waitress or something. And then I woke up. That was all I could remember of that dream, which was way more than, you could ever think you could imagine. Um, so I just wanted to check the chat. So now in the back of my book, I wrote down a few things that I thought that whole thing could mean potentially, right? So I wrote down my keywords. So movie theater. So what do you think? Movie theater. It's a pre-recorded event. So something that already happened. So maybe that movie theater was representing a memory I had of my mother. Maybe that child was me and I just didn't realize that she was with, Um, then the need for cleaning all the time. I was cleaning everything. So that's a need to like reorganize your life or clear past events that have jaded you, maybe. Then we have the stairs with the floors. So I had a few thoughts on this, but I'm thinking because there was 3 floors, I walked in on the first floor, uh, but immediately went to the second. And then I went to the third. So is that like hell, purgatory? Because I stayed in purgatory a little while until the bathroom was broke, let's say, And then I went to the third floor where I saw people who I knew who had passed, right? And didn't know, you know? Um, so that was one idea with the stairs. The other one is maybe spiritual growth, stepping up, elevating. Then what does it really mean to see and speak to people who you knew who passed on? So it could mean a few things. It could be a symbol of change in your life, or it could be a warning of danger that they're trying to give you. But I didn't get that feeling in that dream. So, but because of the cleaning too and the organizing, it could be a symbol that I'm going to have a change in my life. It could be a reflection of your subconscious or messages sent from beyond. Could indicate fear and anxiety about what's in the future. Waiting for someone unknown. It could be a new person is coming into your life that you just don't know about yet, that they're trying to tell you about. So that was my dream. That's how I interpreted it. And I don't know. You guys let me know. What do you think? Um, do you think that dream was telling me, yeah, there's definitely a heaven, hell, and purgatory, and there's steps you got to go through, and so it could have been a whole spiritual dream. Um, it could have been reflections from the past that I was just thinking about people because I'm going through a change in my waking life and not spiritual life. Um, it could be anything, but that's how I interpreted it. I wrote it down. As soon as I got up, I'm like, holy cow, like I haven't seen my boss since he passed away, obviously, in 2011, like I can't believe Jim was there. Like, what does that mean? And my mother, like I always think about my mother, of course. And I know she's around, but like I've never had a dream like that before. So yeah, super interesting that I don't remember basically any dreams, or maybe I don't have them. I don't get to that, point where you have the dreams or whatever. I do a lot of daydreaming, but that's more spiritual, like meditation kind of thing that I could do prior to me sleeping. But you can kind of have in some daydreams, you can have, like, you can change the outcome. So it's different than a dream, unless you're having a very lucid dream where you can change it, and that we go into next video. So yes, so I recommend, no matter what, to get a journal and to like write down anything, a daydream, a thought that you would normally not have, because that could be a message. Write it down and start keeping like what you see, symbols. Like, did you see any lettering? Did you see like I didn't see, because I walked out of the movie theater and I was in the door of the cafe. I didn't see what that cafe was called, what it was. I only know that it was cafeteria style on the second and third floor. On the first floor was cafe seats, like you would walk into a regular cafe, and a bar that served everything you could want: alcohol, coffee, tea. There was no food there though, which I couldn't understand why they made it cafeteria style on the second two floors when there was no food. But, you know, these are all things that, to take notice of. My daydreams and night dreams stay in my head. They don't come out. Not the real sexy ones I can imagine, but you can, of course, My mind seems to be busy at night. I'm a light sleeper unless I'm really tired. Right. And if you're really so exhausted, which is sometimes like I am, it's hard to have dreams. And then you're woken up all of a sudden. If it was there, it's gone. Because if you wake up like that. So another thing they say is to have like an alarm that gradually goes up and doesn't just go like this right away, like a little gradual step, so that you're not woken up. And these are on days, guys, where you don't work, let's say. Like and forget everything, forget you are having a dream or anything like that. Um Okay, Mary, your turn.
Well, I don't remember my dreams, and part of it is because I don't go into REM sleep. Very seldom do I go into REM sleep. And I was told in sleep study I had more than once that REM sleep is when you remember everything. It's like you remember your dreams and stuff. Like everybody dreams, right? But you don't always remember your dreams. I don't, but I don't because I don't go into REM sleep.
Right. But
Very
but
seldom.
it's possible, which you'll see in our next video, because I did some extra research. And
Right.
because there's so many different types, like there's the vivid dreaming, which you do when
Right.
you're in the REM
I was just getting to
sleep
that. Yeah.
state that you don't get to. But if you get to some kind of state, there'll be some kind of dream for you. And I talk about that in the next one.
Right. I
So
was just fixing to say
possible, of
that.
course, for Mary to have dreams, just that the vivid ones where you can really remember, like obviously that one was kind of very vivid. I must have, I don't know how I remembered it all and wrote it down and whatever, but I was so intrigued um, about the dream. So, um, yeah, but it's possible, and there's so many different states and stuff that it's possible you guys can have. And like I said, even a like half asleep daydream counts, and that's even used in meditation, like to contact your spirit guides and everything. So it is possible that those little daydreams that you have are messages because they can't get to you in your dreams. So definitely write down those two in your journals.
Well, I don't, like I said, I don't go to REM sleep very often. So, and I don't remember dreams very often. I've told everybody the last one I remember. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't have what you call daydreams really. Um, I guess if I sat and tried to, I could, but there's usually too much going on to do that. But I have to try it, maybe.
Oh yeah, it's just like meditation. If I sit down and I like yesterday, I was trying to make all these pictures for our next video, because I don't want the pictures to be the same. So I had to make, even nicer pictures for next week's dream video. And I had to already do it because I like to be a week ahead. So um that's okay, Sherry. We played the dream video, and I told you guys about my one of my latest dreams that I wrote down in my dream diary. And then next week we'll go, like I said, I'll tell you the different types of dreams and what they say about them and their theories, because everybody has a theory. Um, but really dreams are still pretty much, even though we've been having them since the beginning of the time, unknown to scientists because you can't get in someone's mind. So you can't study exactly what happens in a dream. So yeah, they can only speculate. All these people who tell you, well, if you see this, it means this. If you see this, that means that. It means that for them. Like I said, why it's so important to keep your own dream dictionary, because different things that you see in your everyday life may be different from someone else. So the messages you get, like when I had my psychic dream, let's say the visions, they showed me what I can understand. So they showed me things that I can understand. But these things don't mean the same things like that they would mean in real life. like, so this certain thing is happening and actually will happen next week in Saturday's video. And does it mean that literally what that was what's going on? No. It's a metaphor for something. I just don't know for what, you know? But it will come to me when I need to know it, which is why it's so important to keep this dream journal, even if it's just a psychic vision that you had, if it's a psychic dream, if it's a daydream with intentions that you had during meditation, if it's a regular dream. You need to keep the dream diary and then write down what you think each, if you've seen any writing or symbols, what they mean. If some symbols they'll show you, you won't know what it means. It will be in ancient text. Try to write it down the best you can, and see, Google Lens it and see, draw it and see if Google Lens could come up with something. Because Google Lens sometimes is pretty good. I got a picture from a spirit, and like Google Lens did, and it told me what it was. It was like something to do with sacrifices and Lucifer. But so you may be able to do that. Hey, Colleen, how are you? Hey, Joe, how are you?
Hi, Joe. Hi,
Um,
Colby.
yeah, we're not gonna go super long today, only because Danny's mom's in the hospital. I'm waiting for news. But we did, for anybody who just came in, just play a video that I put together about the beginning part, the stuff you need to know. Start off with interpreting your dreams, and then next week we'll get into the different types of dreams.
Hi,
So
Charlie.
hi, Charlie. So yeah, and I just told you guys one of my dreams, so it'd be interesting to hear some of your thoughts on it, for anybody who was in here. And I'm sorry, I gotta go to Mary's chat. Hey, stay tuned. I think I typed to you, but hello. Maybe you were the little girl. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Colleen. I could have been the little girl and just not realized it, even though I know what I looked like when I was younger. Her face was the only one that wasn't too clear. So I could have possibly been the little girl at that age, or it could have been my sister. But yeah, it was interesting, Joe. So yeah, I'm not sure on that. And then, but I can only interpret it from what I think and believe at this point. But I might learn something different. And this is what people don't know about dreams, is when you have the dream, it might not be for right that moment. So you write it down, you write down symbols or whatever it means to you, depending on where you were and what you saw there. But then all of a sudden you might have something happen, like all of a sudden I might be at a movie theater with, let's say, a friend and their child, right? And then go to a cafe after, and the cafe look just like in my dream, and be like, hey, wait a minute, this is like, I don't know, like, and then it will take on a different meaning, because then it will be like a future premonition. But because the people were different, they just put in people I knew, like my mind just put in people I knew. So those kind of things happen too, where you can have a future premonition. They put in people, that and then all of a sudden, that will happen in real life. You'll be like, hey, I had this dream. This is like deja vu. So it'll take on a different meaning. So, and it will turn into a different kind of dream. So toast and Nutella. Well, enjoy it, Drew. So you have any other thoughts, Mary, on dreams?
No, I think that I agree with you on that it's like when you have deja vu, you realize that, you feel like you've been there before, but it could be because you dreamed it.
Right.
Like I said, I don't remember my dreams, but the ones I do remember are very vivid and very straightforward. And have a meaning to them, in every one of them. And I think that's why I remember them so well, because the meaning that's in them. But I do have the deja vu stuff that happens, and I think it's because I dreamed it, or because I've been there, done that sometime before, like in past life or whatever. I don't know.
Right. Well, so this dream, I'd say that I had, we're gonna just say I was probably in REM state, which doesn't happen very often, and this was a vivid dream. We're gonna, but I've had, like I said, psychic vision dreams. I've had dreams where I'm in a different realm by accident, like Mary had, where she went to the future. I went to an alternate, I stepped on a timeline in my dream and went to an alternate dimension where I didn't belong. And it kept trying to show me the door. And when you have those dreams, guys, get the hell out as fast as you can. That dream looks like you're watching a super old reel from a movie, or a super old VHS that's all like distorted, like it has glitches, and and there's no sound. If they're showing you the door, get the hell out fast, because if you don't, a lot of bad things can happen. So, those kind of dreams, you can wake yourself up. So make sure, because I did wake myself up. It was a little late. Thank God I knew, I had somebody looking out for me where I knew what to do. Because I woke up, but I couldn't wake up because they were pulling me back on the, so you got to be careful, because dreams are not always just things made up in your head. So you really got to be careful with that kind of stuff. Like I said, I don't consider that a dream, because I stepped on a timeline, so I don't kind of know what it was. All right. Thank you so much, Evie. Much love.
Well, in the dream that I had, the dream or whatever it was, Danny says that what I did was jumped on the future timeline. For some reason, I went back and I went to the future. And for those who don't know the story of this, I remember this vividly. As y'all know, that I got a new grandbaby coming. Well, hi, Jim. Anyway, when I went on this timeline, I went to the future to where my grandson is late teens, early 20s, somewhere in there. That's just the feel I got from it. But I went on a walk with him, and we talked and stuff, and we come back to where we had started from. And he said, "Grandma, you got to go." He said, "It's time for you to wake up." He said, "You have to go back now." And I said, "I don't want to go back yet." And he said, "It's time for you to wake up. You have to go back now." He said, "You have no choice. You got to go now." And he kind of nudged me a little bit. And I remember coming back out of my drink, popping back, and I remember waking up. And I woke up right after that. And I remember it to this day. I still remember. I didn't have to write it down. Nothing. I remember it vividly. I remember what he looked like, the whole 9 yards. So, pretty much told me that I'm having a grandson, not a granddaughter. Mm-hmm. And then they went the next week and found out that, yes, it is a boy. And then his name will be Declan Scott. So I couldn't be happier about the name either. I love it. And it fits him totally. And I hope I get to see him grown, but you never know, but I got to see him then. So,
well, and even if you pass, you'll see him You
Right.
know, you can watch over him. You may be his guardian angel. Who knows?
Right. And we was holding hands, just walking along, talking. And I remember everything around me kind of looked vivid, and I remember the greens and the grass, and I remember the couch that he was leaning up against, and I remember all of it. Now, when we got in the house part of it, the only part about the house that I remember is the couch, and that's because he was leaning against it. The rest of it was dark. I don't think it was meant for me to remember that part. Um, don't know why, but I just wasn't. But I'm super happy that I had that dream or whatever it was.
Right.
Danny says I'm a dream walker, a dream traveler, that I travel in my dreams. And I can believe that. You ever know things about places that you shouldn't know or stuff like that? It's
Oh,
either
yeah.
you went to it in your past life or you went to it in your dream.
Good night, Colleen. Much love. I hope you feeling well.
Colleen,
And thanks for coming in. And Kim had told us one of her dreams, and I just want to read it if you missed it. I
that's
know
fine.
there. Mine, unfortunately, are about going to work. Then I'm trying to get home. It's getting dark, and I can't remember where I live. Now, what I was asking is this reoccurring? Because you said, yeah, that's the only one. It's always the same dream. I had this reoccurring dream from when I was 12 to 19. So I understand that totally. And like I said, I wanted to block it out. So what I did was I did not, I blocked it so much that I think I blocked most of my dreams because then I didn't have real dreams like after that. So, but as I said in this video, meditate before you go to sleep and say to the dream master, which is yourself, dream master, I want to know what this dream means, or can you show me more? Can you break it up into parts? You can ask it anything, you might want to ask your spirit guides. Maybe it's your ancestors trying to tell you something. And that's the only way they could show it to you. Because like I said, a lot of the dreams are metaphors, parodies, like weird, some of them, like the vision I got, it reminded me like I was in a play, like, or a movie, like, but not as the one like the VHS one. No, that was a totally different feeling. It just looked like it was already set in, and we were just going through the motions. Um, but not like
Well,
the VHS one. The VHS one was like I went in there and I was like, what the heck is this going on, And like I said, like that guy tried to keep me, and he actually kind of like, because he was holding on to me, came a little into my realm, and I felt him touch me, poke me, pull on me. He was trying to pull me out of bed. I couldn't move at this point. I knew I was awake. I knew I was in my bed, unlike when I was in his realm where I knew I was in like a dream. Well, I thought I was in a dream. Um, so I, was like, crap, what am I gonna do? And the first thing I thought of was I called for my father, and my father's been deceased. He deceased prior to my mother. And I called for him like, dad, because I'm like, oh, my dad can help me. And as soon as called for my dad in my head, because I couldn't speak and I couldn't get up, I couldn't open my eyes. I just felt him pulling on me, and I then felt I didn't see my father, but someone pulled him from behind and pulled him off of me. And then I was able to, as soon as he let go of my leg, I was able to open my eyes and um, function. And I didn't want to make a stink because I had babies, I know, laying on me and whatever. And I'm like, okay, don't, don't make a big stink now, because this is silly, but you better be damn sure. As soon as Danny called me that morning, I was like, Danny, this is what happened. He's like, oh no, you were, stepped on a timeline and you're in the wrong place. And I'm like, well, what would have happened? Like, could he have grabbed me out of bed or whatever? He's like, unfortunately, they can't do anything to you because they're in a different kind of dimension, even though they're holding on to you. It's only as far as they could think ahead in that moment from when I jumped out of there. So if he had enough sense to think ahead of his actions a day, I could have been a day in my bed not being able to get up, and God knows what would have been, what he wanted to do to me, So that's why when it looks like I said, that VHS kind of old glitchiness going on in your dream, you went to the wrong place and you need to run the heck out of that door as fast as humanly possible and don't talk to anybody. Yeah, just future knowledge for you guys.
Well,
Yeah.
I've had dreams like that. I mean, I've had dreams that like I was froze and couldn't wake up, and it was like I've had the dreams where you're falling and stuff like that, and that you never hit bottom on. You wake up where you hit bottom. But I've had that dream where it's like I don't know where I'm at in this dream, but it's like I don't see nothing around me. It's just all dark, and I'm like froze, and I can't move. My feet can't move. I can't move. And I'm like, should I wake up? I need to wake up. I need to wake up. I'm telling myself this, I need to wake up. And because I realize that I'm asleep, but I just can't wake up for some reason. And I don't know, something's holding me down. I have felt that before, though, that something was holding me down and like was sitting on top of me, holding me down. And that's the awfulest feeling that you could possibly have in a dream or even in that state of mind. But I get what you're saying about that. I do.
Yeah, only because I know I stepped on a timeline because it looked like that. Because then Danny and I did all, Danny knew, but then I had to do the research because I wanted to kind of know more about it. But because of the way it was, the way it looked, it was basically I had an empathic experience with a woman right before I went to sleep when I was doing a crossover, and she lived on a timeline. When she gave me that experience, it left the timeline opened. And then when I went to sleep, I walked into it, and that's what happened, but it's possible because you don't know when you step in and out of a timeline or, you walk somewhere and you stepped on a timeline or not. So, but the thing was, I knew, I was awake. I knew I was awake. I knew I was in my bed. It was a whole different feeling. And I could feel this guy pulling on me. It wasn't like he was sitting on me. He was pulling me. He wanted to make sure I went. But when I first asked him, well, what do you want? Because first I asked him, do you want to cross over? And he just, and like I said, there's no sound in these dreams. It's just like glitchy,
telepathic,
no kind of stuff. And it moves really slow, like one of those old ass movies. And I saw half the door and I was like, what the heck is that? And then it moved back to him and I'm like, okay, well, can I help you? Do you need help? Again, back to the door, again, back to him. Then finally, like, what do you want? And that's when I was like, he kind of went to get up, which he hadn't moved before. And I was like, oh, hell no. And I backed up and it was like, okay, I'm in my bed now. Thank God. And then I feel him go like this. And I'm like, oh, he wants me. He can't have me. And then he starts pulling me. And I'm like, no, I'm in my bed. I'm going to get up. But I couldn't. Like, it was terrible. It was like, oh my God. And you start to panic because you're like, what the fuck do I do? So yeah, so call for a loved one who's deceased, and they can help you in that situation.
I have remembered like when he was on top of me, I do know that I was awake knowing what was going on,
right?
And so that's why I feel like that But after it was done and over with, it's like I opened my eyes then, and it's like I woke up, and I still feel like I was awake through the whole thing. I remember it, totally remember everything about it. And I don't know if I went on a timeline. I don't know what I was doing. I just know he was holding me down. And I asked him, I said, "Why are you holding me down? Let me go. Let me up." And he shook his head no.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
and
know
that's what it
the
is.
reason.
That's what Danny said on those timeline dreams. As far as they thought ahead in the instant that you tried to speak to them or whatever, is how long that will go on for, until
Right.
something, if something, happens where they are to catch their attention and they lose the thought, then, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm fine now,
Right.
but um,
Well,
craziness.
it was freaky, I will say.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a succubus or anything like that. What they
No,
call it.
no. Like this guy
I
wasn't either. He
think it
was someone who was stuck in wherever the hell he was stuck on this timeline, and he wanted company. I don't know what the hell he wanted, like he was a regular
right.
person.
That's me. I'm like, I don't know what you want, but you ain't getting it from me.
Right, exactly. So, oh no, Kim, that sounds terrible. But if it's always the same kind of dream, even though you're in different places, it's trying to tell you something. Basically, I would say that dream is that you're feeling stuck in your life and stuck where you are in life, and that, you're really just trying to find your way and what you're supposed to do with the rest of your life. That's how I would take that dream, but that's just me.
Each person, you'll figure it out if you want to know what your dream was about.
Mm-hmm.
You look for clues. You look for clues in that dream, like what day was it, or if you happen to know in the dream.
Right, the
Uh,
details, where you were working, what you were wearing.
right, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, you know. Um,
If it's something meant for you to know, you'll figure it out.
right. Like even though I kind of tried to interpret the dream I told you guys, I don't know if that's really what they were trying to tell me, or, you know, did I miss it completely? I don't know. I could sit with my spirit guides and try to ask them. I'm sure they would figure it out, before I do, but um you know um but some things I like to try to figure out myself.
Yeah, Drew, I was thinking the same thing about myself when I meditate because I started
Yeah.
meditating. Sherry's got some good meditation music stuff, and I actually started the other night when she did the one, and I've done it a couple times since.
Yeah, and I was telling Tina sis too, I do have guys like Sherry does the meditation where she talks and she tells you how to breathe and do all that stuff. If you guys just want like just a light music background, even a calming music, I made meditation music 2 years ago. It's in a
I
playlist
think,
called Meditation Music by Christina and Son. So it's in a playlist on my channel. It's just background music that's calming, soothing. Actually, the first one that I made, which was called Cosmos something, I made it to help with my back pain, and it really did help with my back pain. So it's really um nice music to put on and just even to fall asleep to. There's no subliminal messages. When I made it, like sometimes when you don't know the person, you don't know what their intentions were when they were making these things. But mine was just to feel better and be relaxed. So, um, if you guys want to, of course, listen to something like that while you're doing your meditating, just music and no um no other thing, or if you want to sleep with something on, that's healing. There's a lot of that stuff on YouTube, but some of them, like, I would wake up feeling worse. So like I said, you don't know what the intention is. But mine, like I said, I just made with the intention of feeling better, my back feeling better, me feeling better, and being calm and being able to sleep and being less stressful. Those are the intentions I put into that music. So if you guys want to listen to it, you're more than welcome. I put it up on the channel for you guys. So it's been there 2 years, like I said. A lot of people don't know, because back then, the people who I had on my channel 2 years ago, not all the same as you guys. So when I was doing the meditation music, so I don't know. I'll throw it in the chat for you guys. If I could find it. I know I gave it to Tina Sis for something because
Thank you guys for supporting both channels, by the way.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I put
Appreciate
on if you noticed, I pinned in my chat that we're also streaming on Mary's, and I put your link.
I dropped your link in mine.
Oh yeah, I leave it pinned to the top now. It's easier, so they could just see the pinned message when they come in. They don't lose it.
Do that. I'll make one.
I'm on the wrong thing for this. Oh, go to my channel. No, I don't want to view the history. I want to go to my channel. Oh, Lord, have mercy. I'm trying to go from... I don't know. It's not working. I'll try to go from this phone. That phone's old. It's old and silly. But I'll drop it in there because, like I said, it was a while ago that I did that stuff. Oh, I could probably just share the whole playlist, right? Share. Copy link. Okay. Where's your chat now, Mary? Navigating YouTube.
I'm reading the chat. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Oh, here we go. I'm just trying to get back to your chat so I could drop this link about... Okay, so that's the playlist. I'm going to try to drop it in mine, but I don't know.
There you go, Kim. Yeah,
I don't know how.
Guide. Connect with your spirit guide, Kim, and ask them to help you when you're sleeping. I'm sure that they can travel with you anywhere you go.
Oh, sure they can.
Whether you're in your sleep mode or what. If you need them, that's what they're there for. And they will help you.
Yeah, like I felt like, I don't know what made me call for my father. And I was thinking that one of my guides must have put that in my head, like, call for your father, And that's, how I called for him. Because I don't know where it would come out of. It wouldn't be my first thought, call for my father. He's been deceased for so long. And I knew I was awake, So, okay, drop the link in both chats. So that's the link to the playlist of all the meditation music I made.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, no, I'm not. Like there's water ones that are like water and ocean sounds.
Just
like
talking all the spirits, keep them away.
Hello, Sleepless. How are you?
Yeah. I know Missy's not here because she's getting storms out the wazoo there.
Oh yeah, Scott. Oh yeah, poor Missy.
Rain here. We're supposed to get storms, but it's been raining.
I saved the whole playlist, sis. Oh, thank you, Tina. It is no, I actually when I sent it to Tina today before I didn't realize Drew was live, I was listening to it. And then I saw Danny's message that said, "Oh, I'm going on Drew's channel live," and I said, "Drew's live? I didn't even know that." And I'm like, "Thank goodness I set the live for 6 instead of 5 because we would have
And
went
it's so
over."
me because I didn't know it either.
Yeah.
I had just woke up actually, so I couldn't sleep last night. It was too warm. My feet was burning, and when feet burn like that, there's no sleeping. I don't care what you try to do. You're not going to sleep through it.
Right. Oh, oh, Gothic. I'll read that when I get off the
Well,
stream. Gothic sent me one of her dreams, and it's all good. I'll read it when I get off the stream.
freaking water up. I'm sitting here feeling off, and now I know why.
Yeah, I went back to my Thursday stream, same time as today. Okay, so then we have to. I'm gonna make a female stick friend with moss and grass so I can say run Forest Twiggy run. Oh God. PPR. Dustin.
He said he thought you'd be secretly talking to the female to keep them, female ghosts keep them away.
Oh, well, Sleepless, thank you so much for joining us. We actually played in the beginning of this live stream a video that I made about dreams. And then I told you one of my dreams and how I go about interpreting them. And then next week, we'll have the different types of dreams. So this was kind of just an opener to keeping a dream journal and making a dream dictionary with different words and symbols and things that you see in your dream means, like if you're going to the movies, if you're in a theater, if you're on a baseball field, whatever it is, use, put it, okay, baseball field, I'm going to say it means, I think it means in this dream, and you put down what it means to you, because you'll never know spiritually when you're going to have to go back and look at this stuff, because it might not mean anything to you now, but spiritually later on in life, you might look at it and go, holy crap, that's what it meant. I had this other dream, guys, and this was like, I don't know, 4 years ago, maybe, that I was in a laundromat and I was trying to put my laundry in the dryer after I just put them in the washer machine, right? So they washed. I went to go put them in the dryer. I couldn't dry them because in every dryer there was food drying, food, chicken legs, corn. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, why is there food in the dryer? I can't dry my clothes in here. So I ended up just throwing the wet clothes in the bag and shoving them in my ex-boyfriend's, my son's father's car, way back when. I haven't dated him in 10, 11 years or something. A dream dictionary. Yes, it's a good idea. And so I put the wet clothes in the bag in his car in the trunk, got in the car, and then we were in the supermarket. And the supermarket, we were walking and he was talking to his new girlfriend, and I was just trying to get some food for the house, because we share a child, which is why I guess we would be at the supermarket together. And he's talking to the new girlfriend, and I go to lean over to look at like lemons. There's like lemons and limes in the fresh section, like an open refrigerator, and I get bit by something. And I fall to the floor and I'm having like convulsions. And he's just like looking at me like, oh, like what to do. And I know that I died. So since then, I've refused to go to the supermarket with him or anything else, which is actually why we probably never got back together, because he asked me a few times. I'm like, nope, no, 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 you're going to kill me. I don't know. You'll be the death of me. That's how I took it. And I'm like, nope. Yeah, but something bit me, and I don't know what it was, but I know I died. You know, the last thing I saw was like I said, I was looking at him. I was having convulsions. I knew I was dying. This freaking idiot. All I wanted to do was choke him to death. Like, hello, help me, you know? And then it just like even in my dream, like my whole mind started to go like a fog and then nothing. And then I woke up, you know. They say when you die in your dreams you don't get up, but I got up, you know. I know I died, but um so um yeah. So that was another dream that I had. So what does the food in the laundry mean? Like drying food? I don't know. Can't find anything on that. So what does it mean? I don't know. But
Well, what food?
there was food in the dryer. Like when I went to go put the clothes in the dryer, I'm looking at the dryers and they're all drying food. Chicken legs, corn. I was
Dehydrated food, baby.
what the hell is going on? Like, why is there food in the dryer? Like, and I
Maybe
couldn't
it
put
was.
my laundry in, and I had to take my laundry home. Like, I couldn't do it at that moment. And I thought maybe this is me procrastinating that I don't want to do laundry. Like, what is going on?
Interpretation of you need to do dehydrated food
I don't
or
know.
dry food out. For future reasons. I really believe that we're coming to that, coming to where we need to eventually.
It's true.
I think
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. It was funny, an interesting experience for sure. Yeah.
that would be crazy experience. I mean, yeah. Mm.
So, yeah, I mean that was like I said, that was a good 7 or 8 years ago that I had that dream at least. Like I was in Long Island. It was before I had it was right before I had my big spiritual awakening and the visions. So
Drew,
things
Missy's getting stormed, so that's why she's not been in. She's been storming. It's been storming there really bad, I guess. And her stuff's flickering, and she's in and out.
hmm.
So that's
In
what's going
spirit
on.
fact, if you type your wrist, you will wake up. Not sure if it's true. If I ever have a dream that I want to get out of, I will try that in my dream. Let me tell you, because now it's in my head.
Oh
So
Lord, just
usually
the hell up into his mind.
well, I
No
was
telling
gonna
who
say,
that is.
usually I don't want to leave the dream. Like I'm like, yeah, let me stay here. But you know, yeah, it could have been a warning, like, hey, there's all this food. Don't go and get food now because you're gonna die of a bug bite. Poisonous bug in the supermarket. Who would think? But
It could be
um,
that, or it could be a lot of things. Like I said, it could be from drying out food. It could be a warning. It could be um, you didn't get the food that you spilled on your clothes off. I mean,
yeah,
the washing machine didn't work. Who knows? I mean, it could be a lot of things, I guess.
I got some non-voice stuff coming with music only and drums and stuff. Oh, that's nice. Um, yeah, mine I made it so I know like you said it won't be
It, it,
copyrighted because I made it, Sherry. If
it,
you make your own, yeah, it's not copyrighted. Another problem with like some meditations and stuff, but
um,
the only reason why I make my own is because like I said, I don't know what kind of intentions they're putting into the ones that are on YouTube. So I'm like, no, you know.
Dustin, no, no, it don't mean a joyride. Can you imagine the splinters?
If
You know, Broomsticks are sticks. Tree splinters. No, don't want a part of that. Mosquito
That's right.
on it? No, 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 thank you. You can have all of them you want.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want it.
Spirit works in mysterious way. Yes.
Yes, they do. I agree. And you know, if it's something, it could be even something that you're not listening to them with, like you're not paying attention to your spirit guides or your spirits that are around are trying to tell you something. They can go through your sleep and tell you in your dreams.
Oh
But if
yeah.
you figure out what they're trying to tell you, I mean, I think, you know, and this just popped in my head.
Mm-hmm.
The dream with my grandson, it could have been a dream telling me that I could live long enough to see him that way
Right.
if I wake up to the fact that I need to do some stuff. That, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Because you know your mom has been trying to tell you that. So.
Well, yeah, and I'm not saying I haven't started because I have. I'm not 100% there yet to all of it, but I am starting it. And I have listened to everything that everybody has said, including Danny, because
Mm-hmm.
part of his message today was to me, and I know it. When he was with Drew.
Yeah. Dustin. I'm gonna have to get Danny a magic wand and find out. I don't know.
What does a wizard really do with his magic wand? Um, he creates magic,
Mm-hmm.
creates
I
miracles.
think PPR and I were thinking around the long. As soon as he said it, I knew exactly what I was thinking. And I'm sure that's what Dustin was thinking. And it wasn't to, like, make somebody a frog. Doesn't he have one sleepless? Maybe I'll have to ask. Mm-hmm.
Drew, what he said today, he has said to me before, and he's homing it in. I mean, he's pounding it in my head. I know it was meant at me. I know, ain't no ifs and words about it. I know.
If you have to ask, you're doing it wrong. There you go.
I agree with that. I know what he meant. I was trying to detour that. How's that?
Oh, detour my mind. It was too late. I already read it before you
Well,
did.
mine went there too. So I mean, that's why I was trying to detour it. I mean, how could your mind not go to that? I mean, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I guess not all of us have that mind, but one of us think alike, dude. And me and Christina think a lot alike.
Yeah.
Apparently, we think like that.
Yes, Uncle Danny does do that.
I know he does, and I love him, and I he has taught me a lot over the past few years, and I doubt that I've taught. I'm sure that I haven't taught him anything, but I know that.
You taught him how much women are pains in the freaking asses.
Well, I'm not the only one, honey. You're right up there with me. And so is everybody else in this chat. All the women anyway. Most of the women anyway. I'm not in that boat alone. But he's a great mentor, and he has taught all of us something. I know that. He teaches us Even when he's not teaching, he's teaching. Does that make sense to y'all? I'm sure it does. It does me.
Yeah. Yep.
He's a very wise man. I will say that.
Hi, Misty. You made it.
Hi, Misty. There she is.
We were talking about you. We were all worried about you and your storms. But
Sleepless come in. I told her you was having storms. That's why you wasn't here. And everybody's worried about you and your storms going on. I haven't done nothing. I don't mean wrong, Tim. I mean
not wrong. Drove Uncle Danny crazy with some of the ways that, you know, we some of the things we do and say.
right. I mean, he rolls his eyes at us and everything else. I don't mean it bad, Kim. I mean it's something that, and he's taught all of us. I know he's taught all of us something.
Right. Well, it's true, Scott. Like even like I was doing I was doing a training class, and I was supposed to be helping myself learn something, and I kind of knew I could do it. Like it would just be a matter of me, you know, sitting there and thinking a little bit. But the other kid was having so much trouble that I was partnered with that I spent the whole time helping him perfect his. And the the guy saw that and he was like, "Oh, thanks for helping him, by the way, because it's way better than it was when he started." Like he's like, and yours is okay, you know, and I'm like, yeah, I'll work on it. It'll be perfected tomorrow, you know, but I wanted to help him because some people just need extra help, you know. So we all do that sometimes where we're just like, okay, now we got to put aside ourselves for someone else, you know.
Right.
It eased up a bit. Oh, that's good.
And you know, it's a give and take. With anything, is a give and take. Even in this, and today when he was talking about how we got off the subject of dreams, but still, even it's still a learning process. But even when he was talking today about, you know, different things of that he's learned and things that others need, like us helping each other and
right,
helping other people, and that we need to be our true selves and what we believe and what we are here to do and what we're supposed to do in life. All of us, you know, it took me a lot of years to figure out what I was supposed to do or I needed to do. I think I was doing it all along, but not in the spiritual side of it, if that makes sense. Because I've helped people along the way through the years, and I've helped them through a lot of issues, from drug use to alcohol to with clothing, food, stuff like that. I mean, you just, if you're a giving person, which I totally am,
sleepless, have a good night.
I have a tendency to give to others before I give to myself, most definitely, always. And I think it's part of that. As long as you learn eventually what you're here for and what you're supposed to be doing, like I truly believe that all of us was meant to meet. I believe that all of us that are in his wolf pack, and that we're like in our own little coven, you could say, or group, wherever you want to look at that. I feel like that we was meant to know each other, and do I believe we've known each other in a past life? Yes, and I've said that a million times. But what he talked about today, and if you haven't seen Drew's live today,
put your live your link from your live in there, Drew.
Yeah, and it would pay to go watch it, because it was really good and interesting. And Danny said a lot of stuff that is very, very true. And I fought it for years too, Misty. It's I think all of us fight it at the beginning. I think
Oh
all of us
yeah.
fight it for however long it takes. You know,
Well,
I fought it because I didn't want to go to the nut house. Does that make sense to anybody? It does me
yeah.
because
Well,
that's what
and
happened.
it's not only the fear of the nut house, it's a fear of the unknown. Like,
Right,
I didn't know why I kept having that dream. I didn't know what the significance was. I mean, I was
right,
12. I didn't know that I had spirit block at age 14, and that's why I couldn't hear anything. And then when finally it lifted, I had to keep my ears covered for almost a day because it was the outside noise was so loud. And I didn't know how much they were trying to talk to me then because I didn't know anything about it and nobody would talk about it. So when you don't know even what to look for, and the internet wasn't big back then, so you wouldn't even be able to have looked something like this up. Like, where would you have
right,
found
right.
it, you know?
And,
Um,
and
so
books wasn't given to kids to read like that. You know, at a library, you couldn't go
oh,
in that area. You know, it was forbidden. And even if there was books in there about it, some libraries wouldn't let them in there. Wouldn't
right.
let
And I mean, they had books about
them
psychics
in
and stuff. But
there.
funny enough is like most of those psychics that wrote those books and stuff, half of them were a bunch of fakes just trying to make money, you know.
Right, right,
You didn't know what you were reading anyway.
right. And you have to be watch what you do read.
Yeah.
And you know, it I would say that all mine has come from life experience, growing up with it, learning it along the way myself, by myself. And what I didn't learn then, I learned from Boomer, Danny, and Sherry. You know, I learned a lot from them. And Christina, you know, even though Christina's learning right along with me, but
Yeah. But we're learning, you know,
hard information
we have
for
a different thing to learn. So
right,
because I'm learning one thing and Mary's learning another, then we can learn those things from each other. And that's what they
right.
really want you to do. And teach, they want, the spirits want people to be more spiritual.
Well,
I mean, it's that simple because it would make your life easier. Of course, you know, some things will just be easier if you took a spiritual approach to some things instead of a realistic approach. And I always considered myself like one of the most realistic people in the world. And then I started doing this, and that went out the window, you know?
and it, you know, I agree with Sherry. It come naturally for her. Well, it come naturally for me. What I mean by learning, I mean it is like when you're a kid and you're
Yeah.
growing up. Yeah, it comes naturally, but you still learn through that process. You
Well,
still
yeah,
learn
and you learn more every day because,
how
like,
to develop it more.
right,
You open up more, and when you're a kid, you're more open than you are when you're an adult. We all know that
yeah,
because kids have a tendency to see what a lot of people can't see. That
yeah,
invisible friend that they have most likely is their spirit guide or their family members that has
past
passed.
love, yeah.
And I mean, it's still an all everyday learning process. To this day, it still is. I mean, it just is. Now, there's stuff that I was born with. I was born with it. Now, I mean, right, how to control whatever, yeah. And I mean, you learn to you learn to go with it. I mean, you learn to live with what you have. And even though I kept it secret for many, many years, you still have to learn how you are as a person because you're still growing, you're growing up. And as you grow up, you're not only growing up through the years process of being a kid to a teenager to a grown up, you're growing, your abilities are growing with you also.
Right. But and you also notice it has to go back to dreams too, because when I was younger, I had way more daydreams. I had way more dreams. I could remember the dreams more easily. These, a lot of them were, you know, past loved ones or your spirit guides trying to communicate with you through these things. We just didn't know that. We just, hey, your teacher would go, "Oh God, you're daydreaming. You're such a, and they looked down upon that kind of stuff
Right,
when I was younger. Anyway, now, um, it's healthy. It's healthy to daydream, um,
right.
and do all
Well,
that.
it takes stress away. If you think about it, it helps with stress level. It helps with calming your inner self. It helps your mind to relax.
Hmm.
It it takes you away from whatever is at your home or wherever you're at. If something's stressing you, I mean, it's like it's a gateway, but it's a good gateway. It's a gateway to explore, to learn yourself, to understand yourself, and understand your dreams, and understand the surroundings around you, and to
Hmm.
help you figure things out.
Right. And, Kim, I totally agree with you. When I was having those reoccurring dreams, I was being shown something. But because I got scared, it's probably the same reason why I shut it off too. And I still have some kind of blockage because I know I could do way more. And I have been the last few months, but I really more so have to sit and just, and my mind right now is too busy. But I want to really just sit and really like try to take off all my blockings and see what happens, and and just have a day of it. So I'm hoping I can sit and do that sometime very soon. And I'm talking like by next week, like Monday, I'm hoping to have a little less stress with some things, and then just like sit there and say, okay, look, whatever, talk to myself basically. Whatever blockings I have on, I need you, I need them to be lifted. I don't want them anymore. I don't need them, stuff like that you know, to say
Well,
what my
you can
intentions are, to say what I want to do, to, why I want to do it, and kind of see if, that helps with, because I know like I still have a blockage to some things. I'm not sure why, but I have to just sit there and go, no, we don't need these anymore. You need to go,
Well, Drew, that's when mine started. Was age 5. Well, that's when I first remember it. That's how far back I can go remembering it. I'm sure it was there before that. I just didn't realize it. Um,
Yeah, like
but
I had a weird memories. Like I could tell my mother things that happened, and she was like, "You can't remember that. You were in your crib." She's like, "How would you remember that that happened?" I'm like, "Oh no, I remember it clear as day." And she's like, "You were in your crib in diapers. I don't even think you could talk yet." And I was like, "No, I couldn't talk." Well, what does that have to do with me remembering what was happening? Because I couldn't, speak because I was under the age of 1. um, um, and she was like, "No, that's like impossible. Nobody remembers that." But I did. Um, I remember all that stuff. Like I remember my father laying down, and like I said, I was in my crib. I was little. I was in diapers, and I remember being afraid of the dark always from when I was born, obviously. Um, and my father used to lay down on the floor of my room and put his hand through the little, bars in the crib and hold my hand and just like hum or tell me a story or sing to me or whatever. And I would fall asleep. And if he would try to, roll and like go outside the door, I'd be like, no, you know. Um, and he did that for a long time. Like I wouldn't sleep unless he was there, in the crib. And then
And he
my
didn't have a cell phone to play on while you're growing up. Now, really? Teasing. I'm
nope,
teasing, but
he didn't
that's,
have the cell phone. He just had to lay there, and
it's like I've told everybody the story when I was 5 years old and what I seen, but I was asleep. It woke me up, and I ran down the stairs and went and jumped in bed with mom and dad, and I think I tried to block it out, but at 10 years old, it woke me back up.
right,
It didn't totally close me off, but it closed me off from sight. I blocked the eyesight of it. Does that make sense?
yeah,
I did a half block, or however you want to look at that. And it took a long time for me to get my eyesight back to where when I mean my eyesight, I'm seeing spirits and seeing things that some people don't see at all. So it took a little bit, to get there. I'm still honing that in, but I see more in pictures than I do in real time. But in real time, I've started picking up a lot more than I used to. Hi,
right.
Tiggs.
Hi, Tiggs. Yeah. So I turned on my camera because Drew said I'm on TV, so I have to. But yeah, but I know that I should be able to do all this stuff because I'm sure I was able to before. Like I said, I turned it off. Life got busy, whatever it was. I got scared of something and I said, nope, that's enough of that. And so yeah, I'm gonna try. That's what I'm trying to do. Talk myself into like, you don't need any of these blockers anymore or these things anymore so that I can see things in real time because I see them all on the videos. If you guys watched my premiere Monday, I had all my greatest catches, and then when I watched it back, I saw more stuff that I didn't know that was there the first time I edited it. So I'm pretty good at catching the stuff, which means they're there, they're coming to talk to me and whatever. I just can't see them. So really have to start like
I've been able to
focus
see pictures
meditation,
all
right?
along.
That's what it has to
I
be.
mean, because that was what 3 years ago when I picked up all that in that video of your stuff. Well,
Mm,
4 years ago actually,
yeah.
and I've been in, and people have sent me videos. Hey, can you go through this? If you see anything, because I'm really good, really, really good about picking up stuff in videos.
Right.
Like I was watching one last night, and I picked up several things in there that they missed and that they didn't see. But I mean, I didn't tell them about it because hey, they may read the chat. I mean, they may read the comments and may not. I don't know. There's such a big channel, but anyway, you know,
Yeah,
hey,
if you put timestamps of when you saw the stuff, other people could see it too. I always do it, you know. I remember I
well,
went to some
people don't
big you
even see it that way. I mean, some people literally don't see anything.
yeah, some people
That's
don't. But people that do, see
right.
things, and just maybe missed it. Like, sometimes people get busy. They turn their head, they're looking at something else, they turn back
Right.
to the video, they missed it, you know.
I mean,
Um,
you can miss stuff. I mean, I've missed stuff. I'm not saying I haven't. I'm just
right.
saying.
So like, so put like I'll never forget I went to one YouTuber's thing and they're a YouTuber that normally does not do spirit box. But they were like, I'm gonna try for this place. And they put on the spirit box and I translated the whole spirit box on there and with the timestamps of every EVP and whatever. And like all these people were commenting. I mean, I don't know what possessed me. I wanted to do it. Maybe for my own self.
Right?
But hold on,
I
Danny's
did
texting
that.
me. You talk for a second.
And they were like, holy crap, you getting all that? I said, yeah. And they listened back, and I was about 99% right on it, but because they listened back on what they heard too, not that they were hearing the same things what I'm trying to say. Doesn't mean that I'm a right on it all the time, because people hear different things.
Well, because
I
they're on
mean,
different wavelengths, you know. So like
right. I
you
was
might
just going to say
hear
that.
at vibration of 0.06 and I'm at 0.05 and I'll hear something you missed. That doesn't mean you were wrong. It means there was something
Right,
else there, usually, not that, you know, or that you missed because it wasn't on your vibration. Like I
right,
always hear like the little whispers, and I'm always like, oh, the whispering one. And they're like, there's nobody whispering on there. And I'm like, yes, there is. And I'm
right.
not
I heard
hearing the other one, but I'm hearing all the whispers, you know? So we just pick up different things.
it's
Plus,
really, I guess my vibrations changed because I I'm pretty much deaf in one ear and the other ear, and I'm listening to these videos last night. I'm watching these videos last night, and I'm hearing a whisper through it with my
right.
own with no earbuds in or anything like that. Now earbuds I can hear everything, but and I'm like I normally don't hear the whispers unless I'm wearing earbuds, but I heard them in that, and they wouldn't have. They didn't know that it was going on,
Yeah.
but I was hearing it, and there wasn't nobody in here talking, on a TV, or anything like that. So I don't know, but I think my hearing's getting. Does that make sense? It's getting better instead of worse. In the
Yeah.
one, I don't know, or it's just that I'm getting more in tune to it. Maybe I don't know.
It's
You've
true.
done voice over
So
channel. Yeah.
Danny Danny wrote me, so mom's in the hospital. The doctor just saw her. They asked a lot of questions. They're going to run some tests and hopefully everything will turn out okay. The reason why they sent her to the hospital because she was complaining of chest pain and then they noticed her breathing was a little off, which is why they called the ambulance and brought her to the hospital. So that is the update on Danny's mom.
Well, I'm glad we got an update. Thank you for
Um,
that.
so she's so they're gonna run
Tell
some
David
tests.
that we're all
Hopefully
praying
everything will be
for her
fine.
and him.
Oh yeah, Tig, sorry. We did a video. I showed a video about dreams. Then we talked a little about dreams. I told you guys some of my dreams. Mary said some of her experiences, Tig's. So yeah, and now we're just basically talking a little
Paranormal.
paranormal and how paranormal and dreams kind of mesh when, you know. So that's it. Yeah, that's what we're doing. So
All right.
tomorrow, Tig,
I'm a,
oh no, poor Danny. Yeah, his mom. So tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the little video I played in the beginning telling you guys about the dreams, I think it's a whole 7 or 8 minutes, will play on my channel. I'll put it up so you can just view the video if you know, if you were here and you go, oh, I didn't, you know, I missed a little bit about it. I forgot. I wanted to go back to it. It will be just the video part on my channel tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you guys can go back and watch it. And it will be in the spiritual learning playlist, which has all these Thursday ones that we've done, cryptids, spirit guides, elementals, all that stuff. So we will be doing more of these. Of course, we're going to try to make it every Thursday. It would be helpful though if you guys have anything particular you want to learn about, to let us know, and then I can, of course, do a video on it. Yes, keep up the prayers, please, because she's not out of the woods. They don't know exactly why. Her breathing was a little off, or she was having chest pains, so let's hope there's nothing seriously wrong. And we'd appreciate the prayers. I do, Danny does, and I know Mom does. You need to get caught up on Witchy 101 things. Yeah. Yeah, and thank you everybody for coming to my channel, for also going on Mary's channel. Mary's link is pinned, of course, in the top of my chat for anybody who doesn't know Mary's channel, but I'm pretty sure everybody knows Mary here. But thank you guys for
Well, somebody watches it may not, but
right. So it's pinned up in the live chat here.
and I'm
It
gonna
says
put the description in my video. We'll have Christina's channel in the description as soon as I edit it.
yeah, Mary, it says Mary will also be streaming on her channel, and then it has your channel link. So that's pinned up in the comments, so that should stay there when the live chat replays too. And yeah, just next week will be part 2 of this one. So it will go, this told you a little about keeping a dream journal and doing a dream dictionary and a little about dreams. And then next week is going to be the different types of dreams. So, you know, it's a little more in depth because it tells you actually what kind of dreams they are, what's the difference between them. And then the week after that, we might go into more signs and symbols. But after that, I don't know what we'll be doing. You know, we'll have to see.
We'll think of something. I got a couple of them we might.
Thank you, Sis Sherry. Much love to you. Thank you guys all for your prayers again. I really appreciate
Thank
it.
y'all for showing love to Christina's channel. If you went to mine, and if you're from mine over here, thank you
And
for going to both
jumping between both, because some people did that, and we appreciate that immensely. I'm still trying to get monetized. Monetization is going super slow, but I believe I have less than 100 hours left. So hopefully, 2 more live streams, maybe. Actually, somebody maybe watch some videos today, because we actually have 61 hours left. 61 hours left, guys. So if you all want to listen to some meditation music tonight, you know where to go, because I dropped the link there. So thank you guys. Stay tuned.
Got plenty of playlists. You could watch one of those. If 4 people would do just one playlist, she would get her hour.
Oh yeah, it's 61 hours left, guys. So so there you go, Sherry. Thank you so much. So stay tuned for our closeout video. Mary will most likely, when are you going live, Mary? Next Sunday?
I will Sunday, most definitely, but it's up in the air for the next couple of days. I may go live tomorrow or Saturday after Drew's. It just depends, because I don't want. I want to wait and hear what's going on with Danny's mom.
Right.
I don't want to.
Well, tomorrow,
I don't
after
want to settle out.
right, tomorrow after Witchy 101, if if you know everything's good, that's a good time to go because Witchy 101 finishes what? They start at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I think,
If
and they're
everything's
usually
good,
by
yes,
7.
I will probably go live because I missed last Sunday because of my family stuff going on. So I had a death in the family, so that's why I didn't go live last Sunday. But anyway, it just depends on what goes on. If we get okay news or good news, I'll pray for good news.
Mhm.
Then yes, I will go live after them most likely. As long as
Okay.
I feel well enough.
Saturday, you're going live, Drew. Uncle Danny and I usually go live from between 5 and 6.
Saturday, Drew's interviewing me.
Oh yeah, what time are they doing that? Because like I said, Danny and
Uh,
I go live
that's
usually
Saturday.
between 5 and 6, but I guess we could tweak it depending on what time they're going.
Well, Saturday. Saturday, you mean?
Yes.
I don't know when. I think she's got it set for 3:30 my time.
Oh, so 3:30 your time. It's 4:30 my time. So if you
30
guys
your time.
are an hour or two, then yeah, I'll be right at Danny and I will go right after you guys.
Thank you, Sandra, for doing that.
Thank you so much, Sandra. I appreciate it. And yeah, so thank you guys so much. We'll be live. As you see, there'll be people being live all this weekend, all this week. We'll be here. So definitely, make sure you got those bells and whistles on for Sherry, for Drew, for Mary, for me, and anybody else here who has a channel. Because we have some great sisters in here who do great things. We also have great just supporters who just support and don't put videos. But we really appreciate each and every one of you guys, and we're praying for all of you guys to have,
Well, if you want to know
health
anything about
and
me, Drew,
happiness and meditation Sunday for Sherry. Right. So we're going to put our outro video on, guys, but we're going to say goodnight. Thank you so much for everybody who came into both channels. And yeah, we'll see you on the tube somewhere.
Night, everybody.
Okay.
Remember, please discard all candy wrappers and popcorn containers in the nearest trash receptacle. Thank you. We are so glad you came. Okay, bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye. Is everyone gone? Huh? Good. Oh my gosh, my cheeks are killing me. I can't keep smiling like this anymore. I'm exhausted.